All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. I'm going to give you all a few moments to come in, and then we're going to get live on every platform. So, welcome, 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 welcome. Hmm. Today we're talking about thankfulness. I want us to be in the spirit of gratitude because gratitude makes everybody feel better, doesn't it? And so I'm going to give you all a few moments to come in. I'm going to wait for the text to go out to the notification squad. And then we shall go from there. Oh, the people have come in. The people have begun to come in. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. Happy full harvest for those who celebrate that. And then from there, as soon as the text goes out, we're going to go live on every platform. I'm going to open up the phone line and we're going to be spending some time talking today. Instead of putting concealer under my eyes, I put foundation under my eyes, a different type of foundation, a lighter foundation than I typically use. I find that, and I'm liking this. I'm finding that this foundation doesn't need any setting powder. And this is the one of the companies that I went through to make some of the makeup. We were testing out a foundation and I didn't feel like the foundation worked on I don't like putting foundation all over my whole face like one color, but I like this under my eyes. So this might be an alternative. I like it. I just put a little tiny 2 drops of brighter concealer under my eye, but tell me what you think. It is vegan. It is it is vegan, but this one never made it into the vegan pack because I didn't put a foundation in there. I put a foundation powder in there. Nonetheless, that's not what we came to talk about. We came to talk about gratitude. Gratitude. Hey, Kit Kat. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. So most people are with their families today for any number of reasons. Some people are traveling. There are people out there like me who suffered a tragic loss during the holidays, or the holidays are not a happy time for them. Most of the time, I try to just buckle down and just put on a happy face and just do the thing. However, this year I was kind of like, well, you know, I decided to call people on their bluff. If people are not wanting to show up and show that it is important to them, I don't have to show up either. I'm not going to be forcing people to try to have a good time. So I just decided to just fall back this year and just not just I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it check out or I don't know. I just didn't. Mm-mm. So nonetheless, I hope that you all are having an amazing time. For those of you who are not, we have this broadcast. Let me see what's going on with this text that hasn't gone out yet. Oh, there it is right there. All right, perfect. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get live on every platform now at this moment. Sound is messing up. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, we are live on YouTube, which is the main channel. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so today we're having an impromptu knockout family gathering. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I woke up this morning with gratitude on my heart and mind. I was thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. And then I made the mistake. I made the mistake of starting to click around online, and I noticed that people, we're all in a different state, mentally, emotionally, all of this. And I saw that people are still talking about the same things today that they were talking about yesterday. And they were talking about yesterday the same things that they were talking about the day before that. And I just didn't want that to be my day. And I said, you know what? I don't know who else out there needs a call-in show, who needs to touch base with other people. My mother died during the Thanksgiving time. I believe we had like the funeral and stuff, I believe, was on Thanksgiving that year. And so it's always a difficult time of year when we have experienced loss around certain holidays. So, oh goodness, here goes somebody putting up their spam. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, there we have that. All right. So, I appreciate each and every one of you. I see that you all are coming in. So, we have Robert, Marie, Keita Safe, Sandra. We have Keep It 100. Okay, Keep It 100. All right. A beautiful mind, please. You don't have to be sorry for the loss. You really don't. You really don't. You really don't. This is the life that I chose on the ethereal plane to come into, to have the experience that I was meant to have in this life. Had it not been for each and every one of the experiences that I had, you will not know the woman that sits before you today. So it is quite all right. It's quite all right. My mother has been gone quite some time. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I am in acceptance of it. All right, so listen, let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. We're going to be talking about what we're thankful for. I'm going to pull out the board because I just want us to concentrate on gratitude. Gratitude. Miss Dara's in the house. So, I have several knockouts who have come from trying past and trying beginnings, and maybe some of you did not travel. Maybe some of you are just with yourself this holiday season. Maybe some of you are trying to escape from being with family members you don't want to be with. Maybe some of you are in a home with a green bean casserole. Maybe. Oh my goodness, don't boo me. Don't boo me. Listen, I I did not I didn't make the casserole. That's not what we was doing over here. All right, so let's get the board. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the gratitude, okay? Okay, so let me open up the phone lines. The number is 323-488-3149. That is the number to call in. And so let's get with it. Let's get with it. All right. So the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open. So let's do what we got to do. I want to hear from you all. I want to hear what you're thankful for. And then we can go from there. So who's going to be the first person to call in and test the system? All right. Perry, do you all I know there's a lot of expats in your area. Do you all do Thanksgiving out there in Italia? Talk to me. I want to know. Let me try to shove my arm meat inside my sleeve. It was hanging down a little bit. I just chuck a little bit of it in. Shoo, you ain't gonna be out here flapping in the breeze. Nope. All right, so the phone lines are open. Everyone is too afraid to call in and say what they're thankful for. I know there are some brave souls out there. Well, I guess I can get it kicked off. Let me see. I am thankful. This is what I'm thankful for. I am thankful for my right mind, right? I am thankful for my right mind. That I'm thankful that of because we all have something, right? We all go through decline. We all have different chemicals in our bodies. I'm happy that for my particular chemistry, that I am in my right mind, that I'm of sound mind. I'm glad about that. I am also thankful for the body that houses my soul. I'm thankful for my experiences here. Let me get this on here. My body. I'm thankful for my experiences, like how the young lady said she was sorry for my loss. I'm thankful that I have had the experiences that I've had and the relationship to those experiences to get me to where it is that I am today. All right, so experiences, right? And so what else? What else? I am thankful for I don't know if this counts as an experience, but I'm thankful for the displacement. There are a lot of people who feel a lot of different ways about me having fall down the way that I fell and ended up living in my car and the whole journey that I went on from there. However, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I put my nose to the grind and worked on getting out of that situation. And I'm thankful for the way that it traversed because it was from there that I was able to see some of the dysfunctional relationship and ideas that I had with money. So I am thankful for the displacement. I'm thankful for the displacement because the displacement opened up something inside of me. It helped me realize I that that I am not my money. My money is not me. I'm not a good person if I have money. I'm not a bad person if I don't. I'm not better than anyone else. I'm not better than my former self. I am that my worth, the displacement, and the way that um, it, Linda, the whatever you're typing is doing too much on the screen. Please, last right there was too much. I'm thankful for being alive. Thank God doctors gave me 5 years to live and it's being 13 years already. I'm going through cancer and thank God I'm still here. Oh, Jamie, thank you for that. Thank you. The displacement taught me a more functional relationship with money. I learned that I have worth even without money. I learned that my worth was born inside of me and that I am a lot more than some arbitrary number on a bank. And I, from there, was able to then crack my own code and soar past levels that I couldn't even imagine for myself before. I was stuck in using money to show that I had worth. I was stuck in using money to show that I didn't care about money, so I spent it frivolously. I was stuck. I wasn't. Yeah. So the displacement really helped me, and you know what? It's not so much the displacement, but it was my mind and the way that I process the displacement. My spiritual development. I'm thankful for my spiritual development because I came into contact with an older family member of mine who is miserable. Her life is a reflection of the way that she continues to just harping through this life and it's sad actually. I came into contact with a portion of her wrath, and I could just feel only pity for her. That after all of these years and decades, that this is the way that she's showing up and choosing to show up, and it let me know that if I don't do the work, that if I haven't participated in the work, right, that nothing is owed to me in this life. That I could come in, live, and die in dysfunction. However, because of the work that I have done, I have happiness. I'm thankful for happiness. Come on, people. I need someone to call in. I'm thankful for happiness. I'm thankful that my mother and father happened to come across one another one fateful day. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that they listened to the internal calling of their soul. There was a relationship that I wasn't sure about once, right? And it was an interesting relationship in which I felt an internal calling, right? And this person that I had spoken to, I guess he had not felt that internal calling, and I spoke to him and I let him know what my guides and guardian angels had told me. Oh, I guess I'll finish this story a little later. There's a call coming in. You're in your life with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name's Elle. I'm calling from Jersey. How are you?
Hold on. I have to get you on the right speaker. Sorry. Okay, your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Elle. I'm calling from Jersey. How are you?
Oh, we got Jersey in the house. Hey, Elle. How are you?
Good, good, good. Keeping it a low key Thanksgiving, not cooking, not doing anything, just chilling out on the couch, just the way I like it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you know what, Elle? Let's get this party started. So,
Yeah.
what's going on with my captions? My captions are acting crazy. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was happening. But Elle, so talk to me. What are you thankful for today?
Oh boy, a whole bunch. Honestly, I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for my body, for getting up, for breathing, for my muscles, everything inside of me to make each day possible. I'm thankful for my husband and my family and my dogs.
Okay, so you said life, breath, your body. Okay. And you also said
Mhm.
husband.
Yeah, husband,
Okay.
family, and dogs.
So, okay, and then dog and fam. Okay, so let's go through these one by one. You said you're thankful for your life. What about your life are you thankful for?
I'm just happy in the journey that I took myself through, like I left my house very early in life, 17 years old. I put myself through college, got myself, great employment,
Mm,
very happy with where I work. I'm just happy that, I had the resilience in my life to just keep going, no matter what was thrown my way. A lot of people doubted me, including my own family. It was very hurtful at the time, but I just learned to just be stronger. And I couldn't be thankful to, anybody but myself for that in that aspect in my life. And I'm just really appreciative of that. I'm proud of
okay.
myself.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Thank you, Elle. All right. And then you said the breath. So, what I want us to do while we're here today, hey, Attorney General Griggs is in the house, Justice Fighter. Why don't you call in, Attorney? And let me know what
Oh,
you're
yay.
thankful for. I'll open up the lines in just a moment. So, Elle, your breath, what I want us to do while we're here is breathe in. And while we're listening to the people talk about their gratitude, I want us to feel the feeling of gratitude inside of our beings. I want us to feel it just warming up like a fireplace fire, just
Hmm.
illuminating and glowing inside of us. So you said the breath. What is it about your breath that you're thankful for?
Um, for me, the breath is source of life. You breathe in the good, you exhale the bad. You
Mm,
just take everything. I use it, deep breathing techniques for my, morning meditations and affirmations. Done a lot of breath work, and I just think that it's cleansing in and of itself. Taking that moment, that deep breath, and that in and out, just the motion of it is just to me a beautiful thing. And I'm just thankful for it.
okay, that's beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And so we have a few more on the list, but I want you to pick one from the others that we have to describe what you're thankful for. So you have body, husband, dog, and family. So which one of those do you want to describe next? And this will be the
My
last one, and then we're going to
dogs.
open up the phone. Oh, you're going to put the dog above
Okay.
husband? Lord, that says a
Oh,
lot, y'all. That's it. Listen, that
he
says,
knows I love
let's go.
him.
Let's go, girl. Listen, let's talk. Let's talk about
Listen,
it.
my dogs are like my babies, okay? They are just I just can't explain the love that I get from these animals. Yeah, people think I'm crazy. They think I'm, oh, dog mom, but like they just are such a source of happiness for me. And when I see their faces, the loyalty, it's just, I just love them so much. They're just everything to me.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Elle, we thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate that. We're gonna let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you. Wait, you said
Thank you.
you said you're home alone, like how you like it.
No, no, it's just me, my husband, and my dogs, just us.
Oh. Okay. I was about to say. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, happy holidays.
Happy holiday to you too. All right. All right, phone lines are open. Who is the next brave soul to call in to tell us what you're thankful for? This is my stuff on this side of the list, and there's much more. However, I want this to be an exercise in gratitude. And if there's somebody who can't find anything to be thankful for, I want you to call in as well so that we can talk and coach our way through it. Okay, I got 2 cat babies. They love me so much, says someone. Okay. MN says, I'm thankful for all you do for us, Tonya. Thank you so much, MN, and I appreciate that. It says, Quima is with L. I don't take it personal, but I'ma always pick my cats. Lord have mercy. What's going on with you all? How do pets come above the thankfulness you have for your husband? Oh my Lord. People say that once you have a husband, everything is gonna go right in your life, that the husband is the answer to everything. But it sounds like we're hearing something different here today. It sounds like we're hearing something different. All right, so come forward, come forward. Who's next up on the list? The phone line. There's some people who were getting a busy signal. Try now because they are open. I guess while we're waiting, I could tell you all some more of the things that I'm thankful for. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I don't know what's happening. The calls, they're right. Okay, I see the calls are coming in, but they're butting up against one another. I'll call back the last person. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second because there's a lot of calls. I see 0812 7346 8037. All right, I'm going to call here. All right. All right, there we go. Hannah says, I'm picking my good girl. Do you have pets though? You might not have pets.
Hello.
You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Tonya. It's Ladera from St. Louis.
Hey, Ladera from St. Louis. I want you to just think within your being, and I want you to pick one thing that you're thankful for, that you want to describe in intricate detail your thankfulness for.
Oh, one thing. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. One thing. Okay. Wait a minute. I hear ringing.
You probably have something on in the background that you should turn off. If you're are you on a mobile
Oh,
phone or?
maybe it's still the video playing. Okay, let me close out
Okay,
of the video.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess if I had to pick one thing off the top of my head, I would just say growth.
Oh, growth. Okay, so talk to us about that.
Like I feel like I've been in a what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like I've been in a space of transition for a couple of years now, and I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's always the case, but particularly at this point right now in my life, it's been times where I didn't know if I was coming or going, or I feel like there's things that I want to achieve and do, but I feel like I can't do it, and the growth is in learning that a lot of stuff that I want is very well within my power and my control, and I basically just have to go get it. And I guess for me, that's growth. That mindset alone is growth.
Okay. So tell us one thing that caused the most amount of growth that you're thankful for.
Oh, um, honestly, my last relationship, and it's amazing to
Oh,
me that it's been like, it's amazing to me that it's been like, at least I don't know exactly when we broke up because we are still friends, but it's been at least 3 years. I feel like since we were officially a couple, but that relationship still and the things I learned and the way I was cared for and everything still shows up every day in my life and the changes I'm still trying to make in my life. She is just
Oh,
I'm just thankful for her as a person, period.
okay. Are you all still rolling around, dipping in the waters?
No, we are not. It's been at least 3 years since
You
I've
said since
seen
you
her
were
in person, I
official.
think.
Okay, you said since you were official. I didn't know whether or not you all rolled around every once in a while, but you're saying it has been 3 years since you have even dipped in the waters.
Probably longer, to be honest. But yeah.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right.
but she's still a very, she just, I was watching something the other day and it said something about, certain people you don't fold on. And I feel like I'm one of those people, but, and a lot of my friends are people I feel like that about too. But I think being in a relationship with her once before kind
Mm-hmm.
of changes the dynamics of our friendship just a tad bit because she knows me in ways that my other friends will never know me. And I guess, um, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you begin thinking about dipping in the waters or were you reading the
No,
comments?
no, I promise I'm not at that place anymore. I'm really not. I'm not. And it's
Okay.
funny because when we broke up, I did everything in my power to kind of, well, maybe not everything in my power because if it was everything in my power, we wouldn't still be friends. But I did everything I could to sabotage a friendship or anything between us. And now, years later, it's like, why on earth would I do that? This really is somebody that I would never ever want to fumble in my life as a friend or anything else.
Ah, that's interesting. So I have a question for you because I had one of those types of relationships where we parted amicably. What was it that you did to stop yourself from going back into the relationship? Because when there's an amicable mutual parting in which you two truly enjoy one another and you're still interacting as friends, how did you all create that separate boundary and line that was not to be crossed?
Well, it wasn't a mutual breakup. She broke up with me. There wasn't anything mutual about that. But she didn't like. I wanted to just kind of ghost her and be done with it after we initially broke up because my heart was broken. I've had to really heal these past couple of years behind that. So it wasn't that we chose to stay friends. Well, ultimately we did. I can't speak as if I didn't have a leg in it because I did. But like while I was trying to sabotage it, she was just trying to let me know that you don't have to burn bridges and that just because we didn't work out in a relationship, we was friends before that. So there's no reason why we couldn't continue to be friends after that because there was no disrespect, there was no abuse, there wasn't none of the toxic stuff I had in the relationship before that.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. So, did you ask her for feedback about what made her leave? And did you work on the things that she talked about?
Oh, I don't need the feedback, and she gonna give it to me anyway. So yeah, I absolutely. It's another reason why I'll probably be single for a very long time because that relationship taught me what I needed and what I want from a partner and how I want people to show up for me. And I literally don't want it if it's not 10 times better than what I had before. So
Oh,
it definitely taught
interesting.
me the boundaries and to understand what I need for myself and to also understand how I'm supposed to show up for my partner too, because a lot of us get caught up in people being there for us and we forget to be there for
Ah,
them, which probably happened a little bit in our relationship.
ah, interesting. So you created changes in yourself after the feedback from the relationship.
Absolutely. And then the relationship itself, just I never
Gotcha.
even knew that version of me before I got into a relationship with her. I didn't even, my friends were shocked at how she was able to calm me and handle me. And like, it was just, like I said, it's been 3 years and it still wasn't even the best relationship I could have. It could have still been so much more, but it was, it was life changing for me. It was.
This is interesting. So my question to you is, um, do you feel that you're in a healthy place considering you're vowing to be or you've resided yourself in being single until you meet someone 10 times better, so now you're just there living in the shadows of this
Well, see, that's
relationship.
the thing. That's the thing. Me and her just
Uh-huh.
talked the other day too, because me and her wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been in any of the. I've only been in like 3 serious relationships in my life, and I'm
Okay.
I'm pushing 37 next year. So
Oh.
I haven't been with a lot of people, period, men or women. And um, if people didn't pursue me the way that they did, I wouldn't have never been in relationships with them. So there's some stuff that I needed to work on before her that's still in there because I don't really put myself out there like that. I don't really like know where to go to meet people and stuff like that. Well, I know where to go, but it's like quality people because there's still a lot of stuff I need to work on as far as I'm scared of running into certain types of situations. I don't want to be used or abused. And if
Mm,
I'm going to deal with a man, I don't want to be like unalived. But that can happen
mm,
with anybody. I understand that too.
mm.
So there's still a lot of stuff I need to work on personally so that able to be a good partner to the next person.
Oh, very interesting. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate that. You have a great rest of your evening. Thank you.
No problem. And so overall, basically, I'm thankful for that understanding and learning myself and knowing myself because after you start surfing through the trauma and you start getting rid of that, you start wondering, who am I actually? And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at as a 36-year-old woman. Who am I actually outside of the trauma that has shaped my personality? And the relationship also helped me come to this conclusion.
Nice. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.
You too, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you. All right. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. So I'm just going to go down the list calling the numbers who have called me because apparently we're having some sort of phone system issue today. So you're on the ear live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from? Oh, my. Okay, we'll try the next number then. Okay. Life is Beautiful says, what did I walk in on? No, not even what did I. What I walked in on. Hello?
Hello.
You're on the ear live with Tanya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name's Jasmine. I'm from OKC.
Okay, so OKC is Oklahoma City, correct?
Yes.
All right. So talk to us, Jazzy. Tell us one thing that you are most thankful for that you can describe in detail for us here today. What is that thing?
I'm most thankful for discernment.
Discernment. Oh, talk to us about that. What do you mean by discernment?
Being able to discern between my situations and people in them. And it's taken me time to get to that position, but I'm grateful for it.
Okay. So what is the discernment that you're most thankful for? What is that? The discernment to tell what between what and what?
Being able to know who is good and who is bad for my highest self as far as who should be around me 24/7 or who should not be around me in my life and my
Okay.
energy because there's a lot of people that are not good for my energy and my time.
Got you. Thank you for
Who do,
sharing that. So talk to us. Tell us this. What situation came into your life that helped you gain that discernment?
just like the last caller, her my last relationship, which was 3 years ago, which was funny that she said that because that was my last relationship, which was 3 years ago as well.
Oh, interesting. And so, what was it about that relationship that gave you discernment? Was this a healthy relationship or was it something that was unhealthy going on that taught you the discernment?
It was something unhealthy because I hadn't been in a relationship for 3 4 years before I met him, and it was going kind of fast.
Mm,
And I knew as time was going on, I had learned that, okay, this is not going too well because it was going too quick. And he
mm.
had asked me to marry him, and it just was not, it was too fast.
Oh, wow. Love bombing?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. How long before he started asking you to marry him?
like a month.
Oh, my goodness. And then what was it? When did the relationship turn toxic?
3 months.
Was it violent, physical violence, emotional, psychological violence?
It was emotional and psychological.
Mm. How did you eventually get out of the relationship, and how long did you two stay together?
I had done a lot of self healing before I met him, so I knew. I said, "It's just time. You have to go. You have to go."
After how long?
After about the 2 month mark,
I thought you said he started getting toxic after 3 months.
I mean, after the 3 month mark, but I started to realize the signs after the 2 months, and I just was kind of just trying to stay in and trying to see and discern more. But I knew after the 3 months, I said, "You gotta go."
Okay. And did he leave after the 3 months, or did he try to stick around?
He tried, but I was just like at my last end, and I said, "No, you gotta go."
Okay. And he left peacefully, or did he try to stalk you?
He left peacefully, but I think there was some stalking going on.
Mm. It's like some social media stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. As long as you weren't finding your recyclables and your letters with holes in the bags and stuff like that. As long as it was cyber and not up there on your gate. Okay. 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 Well, you know what, Jazzy, we appreciate that, and I'm thankful for your discernment as well. Breathing deep and exhale out.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Okay. So that was interesting. All right. Let's take the next caller. 8646. It's not ringing, so I don't know what's going on with the call. Oh, it is now. Hello. Oh, well. Let's move on from there. Let's see. I don't think I've had this number on. Let's see.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Okay, so let's see. I'll try that one more time, one more again, and then we'll move on.
Your call has been forwarded to an
Oh, well, they
automatic.
didn't turn their phone off. They had to probably snuck away for a moment and then had to sneak right back. All right. 5318, you're next up.
Hello.
You're in your life with Tonya TKO. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Angela from Brooklyn.
Hey, Angela from Brooklyn. Does anyone call you Angie, or are you too grown for that?
Now people call me Angie, Bones. That's my childhood nickname.
All right. So, Angie, tell us one thing that you are most grateful for that
Yes.
you can describe in detail today.
Oh, yes. Opportunity. This year I was looking
Really?
back and I realized I had so many opportunities I just answered yes to, and I enjoyed every minute of it. In
Okay.
May, I got the opportunity to run the Brooklyn half and finish that. And
Oh.
I ran another 5K in the beginning of the month. The dash to the finish line, and I'm doing 2 races before the end of the year. So
Oh,
glad to partake in that
girl.
opportunity.
Where you running
Yeah,
at in this
I love it.
cold?
It's easy. Trust me. Once you start moving, your body warms up and you just go.
How's your knees?
My knees are good, except for when I ran the Brooklyn half. It was a little dodgy because the arthritis goes in and out, but I don't let that stop me.
Oh my God. So you
But my
was
knees
running
have
off an
been,
arthritic knee? My goodness. Okay.
hmm
So what was it that gave you that opportunity to run the Brooklyn half? Because it sounds like you would just sign up and run, right? How did the opportunity come to you?
yeah. Well, that one is easier than the other two. I volunteered the year before when it was really
Mm-hmm.
hot out there, and so you get a guaranteed entry. Guaranteed entry that you pay yourself, which is not a lot. And I just ran with it. And all these other races that are hard to get into, I jumped on, signed up, and managed to get in.
So
Because it's hard to get in, but once you get in, because the lottery
really?
thing, and so many people want the same. race.
I didn't know there had to be a lottery for these races. I thought people signed up and then you go, but you're saying there's a lottery, so not everybody can even get into the races?
Yes, yes, exactly. Especially the full one,
Woo! So, question.
especially the full one.
So, talk to
Mm.
us, Angie. What does racing mean to you that you're so thankful for it, that you have so much gratitude for it? What does it mean for you?
It means freedom of movement, means
Mm,
being in touch with my body, so I know
mm,
what aches me and what I need to, or I go to the doctor every year, but if there's something else, then I will
mm,
talk to them about that. Being one with your body, running out
mm,
there and joining a community of runners that have this passion. I volunteered since 2016, and so seeing people of all ethnicities, abilities, ages doing this thing
mm.
just inspired me to join in, and
Nice,
a sense of freedom. I mean, I have
nice.
freedom and everything else, but the sense of
Yeah,
being
I
free
like
in your
that.
body without any judgments coming from me or anybody else.
That's interesting. How old are you now?
I'm 53.
Okay, how long have you been running?
I've been running for about 3 years now.
Really? So you started at 49.
Yep.
You hear that, people? You hear that? Whoa. So were you in good physical shape when you started, or did you just start out of the blue and was like, listen, I'm gonna get this?
I'm okay shape. I was having problems with my fibroids, which drained a lot of my iron out and, my energy. So started
Uh-huh.
with that journey as well. Last year I had them taken care of, and now I'm in better shape than ever, even than in my 40s.
Really? Hush your mouth, girl. So wait, so you took out the fibroids and then your health improved? So you're saying that it drained so much iron, or was it doing other things that it deteriorated your health?
Yeah, it was like I still have some issues with the back, but it
Okay.
weighed more on my back. It weighed on my bladder, control. The
Uh-oh.
bleeding was heavy. Yeah, so
Okay.
all of that was going on.
Wow. Well, you know what? This was inspirational. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Okay. That was so beautiful. You hear that? So get your butts up and move. When I have these movement breaks, I don't care what your age is or your physical ability. Move something. Even if you just move your head from side to side and roll it. However you want to do it. Just get up and move. Because if she can start at 49, you can start where you are right now. We're calling 60.
Hello.
You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, you're in the air with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. This is Liz McElroy. Yeah, I'm thankful. I forgot you were having trouble with the phone. Yes, I'm thankful for
Wait, we didn't
my
even hear your
resilience.
name. We're trying to, you're going too
Oh
fast.
yeah.
Okay, talk to me.
This is Liza
Liza?
Malcolm. Uh huh.
All right, Liza. So I guess kind of like Lizzo with an A, right?
Well, they call me Lizzie or Liz or Liza. It just depends, but I like Liza.
Okay, Liza. So, one thing that you are thankful for that you can describe in detail the thankfulness for.
I'm thankful for clarity of mind when it comes to deciding what romantic energies I allow into my life. I think, um, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so clarity of mind. So there was a time when your mind wasn't clear, is what you're saying.
I think it goes, yes, that's what I'm saying. But to bring it in home further, I think it's like what you're talking about, what you said before about how they send women out into the world for slaughter. And so I
Mm,
think that I was a product of that, not really knowing what to look for. And so it caused some long term changes that I managed to work through and did the work. And so now
mm.
on this side, I can like see things come and be okay with that.
Okay, so talk to us. When did you get that clarity of mind?
I think I got that clarity of mind at least 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
What happened 3 years ago that changed things?
When I was in a previous accident, like I got to be sat still, and I started seeing how all those people around me, I was only good when I was good, and when I wasn't, it wasn't reciprocated, and I knew I had to do something different.
Oh, interesting. Audrey, you don't have to try to call in again. I'm looking at the numbers, and there's 8037 and then 8646, which is next. So just chill out, chill, calm. Cálmanse, por favor. So, Liza, so you were in this relationship, and then well, not just the relationship, but the people around you. That when you had
And
this
a relationship, and that's what,
the,
yes, and a
the
relationship.
relationship too.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. So when you were
Yeah, and
down
when
and
I
out,
got hurt,
so
they
was it
abandoned
that
me.
was it
Mhm.
that you were not able to walk? Were you not able to speak? What was it that happened to you that you were not good?
I was not able to walk. I was not able to drive. I had a lot of PTO and a lot of time for work, so it's a workman's comp. So I still had some income. It wasn't like I didn't have any income, but I didn't have my mobility for about a month. But in that time, everybody grew worry, or just like dropped off, and people that
But
I'd
so
known for years.
so hold on. Were you supporting these people financially?
No, not necessarily, but if they had ran into a problem or something like that, I was always the person that they could call. But when it was my turn to even offer, they just was always busy. Like I never asked. I just was like, hey, they knew that I was down, and it's like, well, we'll catch up back with you in so many words and so many actions once you back up and running.
So wait, so hold on. Name something that you needed that you reached out for.
Um, to pick the kids up from school, and they went to the same school.
Wait. So your
And
children
like,
went to
I'm
the
not
same
going that way. I'm going the other way.
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. So your children were in a school that an associate or friend or family member of yours, their
Yes,
children were also in the same school. And you
yes,
needed them to pick them up and bring the kids to your house. And they
yes,
were like, I'm not going that way.
yes.
And this was a person that you had helped out in the past. What did you help them with?
Rent, utilities, food, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow. But when it was your turn to need help. So, what is life
Mhm.
like for you now since I guess you cleaned house?
Life is much better because I do a lot of self care.
Uh huh.
I work in the therapeutic field. I teach others. I learn. It's like an exchange. I learn from them, and I teach.
Okay.
And a lot of people, say that I have, main character energy, which is beautiful because it's like it's a reflection of the work that I have done.
Okay.
Um, so I'm definitely thankful for that. I'm able to weed out inappropriate
Yeah.
relationships or friendships that are only going to go so far,
Yeah.
and I don't do the work for them. Like I might let them know something, but I'm not doing the work. I might hand a book, or
Yeah.
where they
Or
might want to pay
recommendation.
a bill
Question,
or something.
question though.
Yeah.
The person that you asked to pick up your kids and they did not. Now that you're up and running again, has this person turned back around to you looking for something?
Ooh, and it's not related, but they end up dying during COVID.
God, God, what the F?
It's not
What?
related.
Why are you laughing? This is terrible. Wait.
No, I'm just like, you made me bring it up. I'm thinking about it like, ooh, she what made her circle that back around. No, they were, I guess, running up and down the road when it first hit. I mean, they were really young, and I guess they died of COVID like less than a couple of years afterwards. Not related.
Wow. So what happened to this person's children?
Ooh, the children were well, okay. Well, the first child was by her first boyfriend, and the next two were by her husband. So he had always raised all three of the kids. But when she died, he sent her two kids away and kept, he sent the one kid away, which is the oldest, and kept the two kids. And then, like the two kids were tossed to and fro because, the one kid was tossed to and fro because their father never was instrumental in raising that child in the first place. And so ultimately the child ended up back here and trying to work her way back into the house. Like her kids were scattered all over. Yeah, crazy.
How old was the oldest?
Let's see. Um, they would be what four? They would be 14, what
Damn.
12, and maybe like 15 right now, something like that.
Well, well,
So
well.
so at that time they were young. Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be, the cycle continues because this is going to be a young lady that is going to need some emotional and psychological assistance in the future. This is terrible. So,
Yeah.
mother died and she lost her family away from her siblings and the only father figure she had known. Terrible, because
Yeah.
if her other children were just 2 years younger, that means that she was with him from the time that the oldest was a baby. So, why would he not keep the oldest as well? That's so mean spirited. This sometimes I think that the
Yeah.
world is circular and just, and then I hear about things like that, and it's just really
Yeah.
sad. And well, well,
Yeah,
well,
but I
well,
didn't even
well.
know. I found out because my youngest daughter, I was like, yeah, have you heard for that? Are you gonna? And she was like, Ma, she died. I'm like, yeah, right. And she was like, yes, she did. And I'm like, no, what makes you say that? And I'm like, I know you're not playing with what makes you say that. So I did the research, and sure enough, she died of COVID.
Mm. Well, you know
She was
what?
in her late 30s.
Wow, this just really just goes to show. What, did she have like comorbidities or something?
No, she was perfectly healthy. It was a little small preference, perfectly healthy as far as I knew. I
Wow.
know that she had been possibly drinking a lot. That's what they had said, like she was going through some stress. But other than that,
You hear
no.
that, a Perry Life? Put that bottle down now. All right. Well, you know what? This just really goes to show how people, I don't want to say birds of a feather flock together, but the same stingy
Mm-hmm.
energy that she had, her husband had.
Mm-hmm.
And so the
Mm.
moment that she passed away, the oldest daughter was sent. And the thing is, she's 14.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's terrible. That's
Yeah.
terrible. However, this just goes to show you that how you do anything is how you do everything. And people, like energy attracts like energy. And so
Mm.
she probably didn't really have anybody that she could call on when she had COVID. You know what I mean? She
Mm-mm.
probably didn't have the
Mm-mm.
type of friends that would tell her to stay inside the doggone house, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
You're right.
she lost you
Mm-hmm.
as a friend, so goodness knows how having good people around her could have changed things for her and her children. So this is a lesson to us all. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was deep right there. 8037 and then 8646 is up next. My goodness. My goodness.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
All right, 8037 is not answering. 8646 is up next. Mm, mm, mm. Man, that took many turns from laughter to tears. Laughter to tears. A Perry Life and her wine. Well, you're in Italy. You have to do as the Italians do. They say when in Rome, right?
Hello.
You're in the Ear Life with Tonya. Yay! What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Audrey, and I am from Winter Park.
Andre from Winter Park?
Yes, ma'am. How
That's
are
Chicago,
you?
right?
I
Winter
think
Park, Chicago? Or
it, no, Winter Park, Florida. I'm sorry, Florida.
winter? There's a winter park in Florida. It doesn't even get cold there. All right. Well, Audrey.
No, it's not cold.
Okay. So tell us one thing that you are thankful for that you can describe in great detail.
I am thankful that at the age of 55 years old, that I have been able to choose myself,
Okay.
to choose
So
myself
choose
and say
yourself.
no. Go ahead. I couldn't hear you. I heard you say
Yeah.
choose myself.
So choose self. I was just writing down.
Hmm.
So what is it that taught you
Okay.
to choose yourself?
Well, I was actually the sacrificial lamb for my family. Basically, I was, M worded and R worded and all of those things
Oh.
with my mom knowing about it.
Mm.
And basically, her just kind of sacrificing me for her own inability of not having the strength within herself to, make better choices for myself and my brother.
Wow. Wow.
You know how
So what
sometimes,
was the final
yeah,
straw that taught you that you have to choose yourself?
and it's
Can you
crazy,
hear me?
Tonya,
I feel
but
like we have a bad connection.
I
Audrey,
can
can
hear
you
you
hear
real
me?
good. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
What was the
Yes,
thing
I
that
can hear you.
happened? What was the thing that happened that had you learn that you had to choose yourself?
Just the abuse, and when you don't choose yourself and you become a people pleaser and you want everybody else to be happy, and because as a girl, I was raised to keep my father satisfied, because my mom didn't do that, so it was up to me to do that. So coming out into the world, that was what I brought with me, that I have to satisfy every man that I am with, and so when you're in that state of mind of satisfying everybody, then you're always taking the short end of the stick.
Wow.
And yeah, and at this age, I mean, Tanya, when I tell you, and for everybody that's listening, I'm so thankful that I'm able to do that and say no. I had to actually say no to my mother. And what's interesting about me and my mom's relationship is that she knew what my stepfather was doing to me all those years, but yet she punished me for allowing, and she allowed him to do that. So even up until this day, at 55 years old, I don't know what that's like to have my mom, even though my mom was there, but to be able to go to my mom for her to see me as her daughter. My mother has never seen me as her daughter. She has always seen me as the other woman. And I know, I'm sure, young women across the world who have been molested and all those things by, the mother's husband or boyfriends or whoever, that's that type of relationship that the mothers develop with their daughters. They be jealous of the daughters. You just go through so much stuff. And I've been through a lot. And now at this age, my mother is still in that mind frame. She won't
What was
listen to
the
me.
what was the
You know, I,
final straw? What was the final straw that made you say, "No, I have to choose
the
myself because no one else is going to choose me first"?
About maybe 2 weeks ago, my mother is in a homeless shelter. And I said no, that she could not live with me. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let
And
me
a lot
just
of
let me
people probably won't understand that.
No, let me understand. Let me understand. Let me understand. Let me understand.
Okay. Okay.
2 weeks ago, we're talking
Mhm.
14 days. So
Mhm. It probably
before the
wasn't even
four
that many. Could have been
before
less.
before just last week or the week before that, you still in your
Mhm.
life had not learned to put yourself first.
No. Mm-mm.
And so what
No.
was it about your mother being in the homeless shelter that made you say, "You know what? It's time I put myself first"?
Because abuse and all of those things come with that.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
All of that stuff comes with that. And me saying no to my mother, it was like just something opened up for me.
Mm. Well, you know what?
Because sometimes, mhm,
Continue to cultivate that self-care. Continue
mhm,
to listen to your
mhm,
internal guiding. And so, how does she
mhm.
end up in a homeless shelter? Where's this man that supposedly loved her?
Well, he passed away in 2012. He
And
passed away in
so
2012.
so then how was your relationship with her after 2012? Was there an opening for repair, or did she just continue with this rivalry?
It was it was sometimes rivalry, and then sometimes you're my daughter. It was sometimes rivalry, sometimes it was, and the most times that it was when I was her daughter is when she needed me.
Mm.
Yeah, when she needed me to do things for her, then this is my daughter. This is my daughter.
What have you done to get the help that you need to repair yourself psychologically, emotionally, mentally from this type of betrayal? What have you done?
Well, I've just been on this self help journey. I mean, I read books. I've been in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of therapists are not trained in trauma.
Mm.
So it's kind of like going to have therapy with people who really don't understand, and not to knock them or their education and all those things, but you know, trauma therapy, because with trauma, people usually just say, that's the past. Just get over that. Just, get past that. But it doesn't work like that. So for
Right.
myself, I had to do the work. I learned so much going to college, because
Mm.
originally I went to college, for the money. Because
Mm.
when you've been molested, I was molested for 19 and a half years of my life. So I was always abused. I have my oldest son is my stepdad's son. So, you know, one thing I'll say is that God and the universe has always been looking out for me. Everything that I've needed to know, it has always been brought to me in books. So I read a lot, and I just started to do the work. But it was just that thing with my mom. I just, because, in our culture, people take these titles and they say, well, that's your mama, but I've learned that just because you have a child, that does not make you a mother. That doesn't make you a mother just because you have a child. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the expressions on your face, and honey, oh my God.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, it's, so it's just been a journey. But like I said, I'm just so thankful that, that I choose myself,
Yeah.
and anything that is abusive and all of those things, I don't tolerate that at all. Period.
Have
From
you have
nobody.
you have you looked specifically for a therapist that specializes in trauma or a hypnotherapist?
Yes, I have. I've looked for a therapist that deals with trauma. I've just got some new insurance and all of that stuff, so I'm getting
Okay.
ready to actually go back into therapy. Because
Okay.
all this time, Tanya, I was in therapy and stuff when I was, in my teens and stuff like that. But of course, you know, I didn't really understand any of that because I was still in the abuse,
Yeah.
because I lived with my parents, so none of that would work while I was there in their house. I didn't actually stop my stepfather from sleeping with me until I was 32 years old. 32.
Mm.
32 years old. So from that point, from 32 years old up until now to 55, I've been on this healing journey and finding out about me, and just doing the work. And the work is hard, you know. The work is it's hard, opening up wounds, opening up things, and just this particular time just being able to say no to my mother and not invite all of that and everything that comes along with her into the place that I live into,
Yeah, no, I feel
and
you.
then starting the cycle all over again.
And your mother sounds like she has some mental health issues that she's not addressing.
Yes, ma'am, that's exactly what it is. It's
I,
it's
I, I
it's
am I am
exactly what it is.
curious. I'm curious. So since you were
Mhm.
raised in this, because I was thinking about this earlier today, and you don't have to answer if the question is inappropriate, but this was actually something I was thinking about earlier today. Um,
Mhm.
If a person is raised in that type of abuse, do
Mhm.
did you understand that this was wrong? Did you understand that this was not the way that it's supposed to be in a loving, protective family?
No, because when you don't know what a loving, protective family is, I never had other than, watching the Cosbys and stuff like
Right.
that, as a young girl and being in the situation I was in, I would look at the Cosbys and I would always, just dream about,
Yeah.
why isn't my dad like that? Why doesn't my father love me like that? But in this journey, I remember, just looking up in the sky one day and saying, God, you got to help me because I don't want to die like this. And I remember being sent on this journey. The first thing I had to do was go to the past.
Gotcha.
And I had to go to the past of both of them, my mom and my stepdad. And
Okay.
so when you go into the past, yeah, when you go into the past of your parents and then you understand, what they were raised in and what their thought process was and what they were taught to believe and all of these different things. So for
Yeah.
my dad was born like in the 50s. And so, a lot of black men in our culture, the white man was basically, and I'm not racist or anything, so forgive me, anybody who's on the line that hears me say that, but I'm just speaking my truth. A lot of black men aspired to be like white men. And I remember when my father first, would molest me, he said to me that white men do this to their daughters all the time. So there were a lot of cliches and a lot of things that my father would say to me,
Mm.
during his time of, doing what he was doing to me. So it's, and it's just, it's just a whole bunch of different levels and a whole bunch of things that have to be uncovered, and for me, I am just so thankful that, that I did that for myself, Tanya.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I say I'm
Question.
so thankful that I did that.
Yeah. Question. Where was your biological
hmm
father? What happened to him?
My biological father, and it's what's interesting is because I was born in Mississippi, so in those little towns where all the black
Yeah.
people live, everybody dates everybody in the town, and and everybody knows everybody. So my stepfather and my biological father, they were in the army together.
So your biological father never
So
came
what?
to save you or anything like that. He didn't come to look after
No,
you. No.
no, and I remember, I didn't actually meet my biological father, I think, until I was maybe 20 years old, maybe 19 or 20 years old when
Gotcha.
I met him. And that was actually like laying eyes on him and seeing him for the first time in my life. I remember seeing him vaguely, maybe when I was about maybe 3 or 4 years old. Um,
Got you.
just seeing,
Got you.
a figment of him, but not being able as a little girl at that age to, recall who he was. So when I
Yeah.
met my biological father, I had told him what my stepdad was doing to me.
And what did he say?
And he said that I could come and live with him. And mind you, at that time we were in Mississippi. So this in Mississippi, this is where my mom's mom lived, my grandmother, and all of that. So when at that age I made a decision and said that I didn't want to come back to Florida with my family. And when I tell you the protection that is given to the molesters in the family, at that age, they were the ones who took care of me. I lived with my mom and dad. So by the time I got back to my grandmother's house, the word had already gotten back that I didn't want to come back to Florida. And the way that my mom, my stepdad, and actually my mother and my grandmother, they double teamed me, Tanya. My grandmother, she was saying stuff like, this man has been too good to you and your mama, and now you come up here to Mississippi and you're hurting him. So my father, I remember my stepdad, playing the victim. He would even cry and all that stuff. So of course, as a girl, I felt like I was, I was devastated, Tanya. I felt like I'm breaking the family apart, and I just better go on back.
And you were how
And that's what I
old?
did. I was probably 19 at that time. I was like 19. And
And
at that
so
time, I was
my question,
pregnant.
oh Lord. So this my question, and again,
hmm
you can
hmm
you don't have to answer if it's inappropriate. Who
Oh
did
no,
you
I'm open. I'm open.
who who did you who did you feel your stepfather was to you? Did you feel he was a stepfather? Did you feel he was like a violator? Did you feel he was your boyfriend? What was it that
Um, I always felt that he was my daddy. He was the only daddy that I ever knew. He had been with my mother, Tonya, since I was 3 years old. So from the age of 3 years old, I was always with him. I was never with my mother. I was always with him, and I was always around men at 3 years old. So
okay.
for me, my daddy was everything to me.
Okay, so
He
help
was
me understand
every,
this
yeah.
this one piece, right?
Mhm.
Because this is the part
Mhm. Mhm.
I've been wondering because I was thinking about this girl because there's a story of this
Mhm.
girl. I believe she was I don't remember. She may her father may have been Haitian, Muslim, something like that, and
Mhm.
he ended up having like 5 children with him, and now he's in prison. And
Mhm.
and she was like, you know, he's my abuser, but he's also the father of my children. And so she had
Mhm.
this interesting dynamic that I had a hard time wrapping my mind around because I'm like, okay, so this man abused her, but then this man is also the father of her children. So she's like, she can't hate him
Mhm.
because he created her children with her. And so
Mhm.
I'm curious for you because you were raised in this dynamic. You had a clear
Mhm.
understanding that this was your father and that this was your father figure. How did you know that other people's
Right.
fathers were not doing this as well and that this was not normal behavior?
Okay, how did I know that other fathers
Like, how
were
did you know,
not?
like when the Cosbys went off the air, how did you know that Bill Cosby as that father in that family was not doing that? How did you know that other
But
fathers weren't doing that?
I never knew that. I never knew that, because of course I didn't know that. But that was just me crying out. And it's like, it's just like coveting something. It's like if someone has something that you have never had, you know what I mean?
No, no, no,
And
that's not
because
my
yours
question.
is so
Listen, listen,
bad.
listen, listen to the question. Listen to the question.
Okay.
How did you know that that behavior was not normal father-daughter behavior? Especially if you were raised into it. How did you know that other people's fathers don't do that to them? Like, did you talk to some of your other friends and be like, "Oh, your dad does this to you too, right?" Like, how did you know that that wasn't
No, I
normal
never.
father-daughter
Mm-mm.
behavior?
To be honest, I didn't.
When did you
I
learn
didn't.
that
I
that wasn't
didn't know
father-daughter
if
behavior?
I learned that it's and it's kind of hard to explain that, because when you're in that,
Mm-hmm.
you're not really looking at right and wrong, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like you're not saying, okay, I know this is wrong. That's
Right.
not what you're saying. Your whole thing is to do what you're being told to do, and cause no problems, because especially if beatings came with it, because my father used to beat me with his fist. So for me to even think about anything like this is wrong that he's doing to me or whatever, I I stayed away from all of that.
But
I
when
just
did you
took it.
first realize that it wasn't normal father-daughter behavior? What was it that came in that let you know, oh, this is not the way it's supposed to be?
That's kind of difficult to answer, because, and when I'm looking back on that, and that's a great question because I never even thought of that for myself. Um, I just, I think there were times where, and it was difficult for me to kind of balance that out, because I knew that my mother knew, if that makes sense. So it can't be wrong if she know. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you get it or not,
Yeah,
but
no.
it's like, yeah, it's like it can't be wrong. So this must be what he's supposed to be doing to me. But then when it became violent all the time, and then it became this thing of, it was very violent, because I mean, as a young girl, I would come home from school, I would get my panties checked. He would check my panties. I had all kind of different diseases and all different types of things. you know,
Wait, he was
just
giving you
just going
diseases
through
or
a
he was
whole.
imagining you had diseases?
No, it wasn't no imagining, honey.
Wait, he was
You
giving
know, I
you
was getting
diseases?
shots in my butt at a young girl.
So hold on. You were a young girl with STDs and no doctor
Of
came to
course.
help you?
No, I didn't have like, even like when we were younger kids, I remember my mom taking us to get the immunizations and stuff like that. But as far as like having a child, the normal things that parents do, basically, when you have children, you're going to have a primary care doctor for them. And if something happens with them, you're going to take them to the doctor and you're going to find out all those things. My mom didn't do that.
So you
You know what I mean?
lived
Like
with the
he got me
diseases?
pregnant when I was 13. I had an abortion when I was like 14 years old because he took my virginity. So this is the first man that's ever touched me. All of those things. I mean, it's so deep, Tanya. I mean, and I wouldn't be able to share all this, on this because I'm
Yeah.
probably taking up all the line from everybody else. But it's really deep. And just like I said, baby, I'm just so thankful. And when I tell you, Tanya, I don't know if y'all can hear my voice, but baby, when I say I am so thankful that I can choose myself, I'm so thankful that I'm still alive. I'm so thankful that when I tried to commit suicide that I didn't die, that God didn't let me.
Hmm.
I'm so thankful that I have the strength to do the work, and when people, because it's work.
Yeah.
It's work, especially when you're in a family where, and this is what I say to our families, because this molestation and all this stuff is so prevalent in our culture, and everybody hides it and sweeps it under the rug. But then now you got these young girls who are growing up now to be grown women that still carry that shit, Tanya, that still carry
Yeah,
it,
of
can't
course, of
have no
course.
relationship with nobody.
Well, you
Yeah,
know
can't have
what?
no relationship
And
with nobody.
so
Don't.
so my question for you is you say that, when you were around 30 is when you
Mhm.
were like, look, this is no more. What was it that was the final straw for you that you were like, no, this is not going to happen?
The final straw was is that I just got tired of walking around dead, like carrying that shit, holding that secret,
Okay,
and watching that secret destroy me,
so who were you
watching
holding
me,
that secret from if your mother knew?
because it's still a secret, even though she knows, if that makes sense.
No, I
You
don't
understand what I'm saying?
understand. No.
Like, like exposing that, like saying and speaking my story and saying, this is what happened to me.
So how do
If
you know that
you
she knew
understand what
for
I'm
sure?
saying?
How do you know that she knew?
She knew because I had to tell her when he got me pregnant. I had an abortion when I was like 14.
But then, okay, so
Yeah.
then the cat was out of the bag, but then you still had to kind of walk around with eggshells, like, and when
Yeah,
you,
because nobody was supposed to know about that. That was some shit that, how black people say what go on in this house and stay in this house. But the whole
and
time
so
I'm
when you
still
told
carrying
her
the.
this was him, what did she say?
Well, this is it. This is the scene. My mom and I were together, and we would go to the grocery store all the time. So at this time now, I know that I'm pregnant. We go to the store, and the fear and the anxiety that I had, because I knew that I was going to have to tell my mother, because the first attempt of him taking me to an abortion clinic, and that failed because that he was paying for the abortion and all of that stuff, but they were not putting me asleep. And so I remember being at the doctor's office and hearing my father and this guy, the doctor, speak, and I was hearing the doctor say to him that I would have to be very, very still. I would have to be very, very still because, I could die in this surgery and what they were getting ready to do. So I remember them walking me back there, and I go into the room and I see this table that has all these different devices and all of these different things that was going to go up inside of me and all these long needles and all that stuff. And as a girl, Tanya, I'm what, like 13, 14. I'm scared as hell. I'm nervous. I get up on the table and there's this stranger that's down at the bottom of me that I do not know, that has never touched me before or anything. while my stepdad is out in the waiting room, and he has my foot in the stirrups and all of those things, and he's saying to me that I cannot move. And so, of course, I don't know this person. So when he touches me, I flinch. And then he says to me, okay, you cannot move. But he touched me again, and I flinched 3 times. And the doctor himself, said, I'm not going to do this. So I remember him going back out and telling my dad that he was not going to do it unless my father was going to pay the money for me to, get put to sleep or whatever the case may be. So from that point, I was still pregnant. So I remember on the drive home with my dad, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I remember him driving and looked down. He looked down at me and he said, "My baby is pregnant." But it was in this way of him speaking to himself. So from that point, now I know that I gotta tell my mother. My mother has got to find out. So speed up to me and my mom in the grocery store. The anxiety, the fear I felt of having to tell my mother this. We're walking around in the store and she's just putting her things in the basket as normal. And then I say to her, "Mama, I got something to tell you." And so she says, "What is it?" And I said, "Mama, I'm pregnant." Well, Tonya, when I said that to my mother, she fell down on her knees in the store, holding the basket, fell down on her knees. And I said, "And it's Daddy." She gets up, Tonya, she lets the basket go. She grabs my arm and she snatches me. And we immediately, head beamline straight to the car. We get it. I get into the car. She gets in the car. She slams her door. Now I'm in the seat of the car, and my mother is driving erratically. And in my young mind, Tonya, I'm saying to myself, okay, she finna get him now. He finna get it. He is finna get it for doing that shit. He finna get it. He finna get it. We get to our house, and my mother comes inside, and she goes into the bedroom with my stepdad. And the whole time, Tonya, I'm outside of the room. And I'm just knowing that, it's just so many things going on in my young 14-year-old mind. But I know for a fact that my mama finna get his ass. Something finna happen. My mother comes out of the room, and the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Why you lying on your dad?" And when she said that to me, Tonya, my whole world, everything, I don't know, it just tumbled down inside of me. I don't know. She just believed him. She said, "You lying on your daddy. Your daddy would never do nothing like that to you, blah, 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 this and that." And she never believed me. And so the whole time, she is always watching me while he is doing things to me. My father would get up out of the bed with my mother at nighttime and come into my bedroom and rape me and go right back and get into the bed with my mother. And during those times, as a girl, I would always wonder, like, why she ain't doing nothing? Why she ain't coming? Why she not coming to save me? But over the years, I learned my mother was an alcoholic back then. My mother was a drinker. So even right now, to this day right here, my mother drinks. Right now, at 73 years old, drinks every day. But I have tried to, tell my mother, "Listen, Mom, I forgive you for that. Come on now, Mama, come on." You know, my brother is even messed up behind that. My brother still holds the anger. My brother is an alcoholic as well. He drinks. My oldest son is his granddaddy slash, granddaddy slash my stepdaddy, is his granddaddy slash stepdaddy. But my stepfather also has a son from my mother's baby sister as well. So this was something that was going on before me. I told you, Tonya, it's deep. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all on the line, but it's real deep. Yeah, it's real deep,
Wow.
But I'm good, Tonya. Oh, God. I tell y'all, I promise y'all, all the listeners, I'm good. I just, just needed to, you know, just share, and I'm just so thankful for that. And any woman that's out there that is listening, baby, if you do the work, healing is possible. And what I
How do
realize
you
is
know that
that
you're healed if this is something that was going on, or if you were still in this people pleasing up until 2 weeks ago?
no, what I said is healing. I didn't say I was healed because honestly, for me, there
Mhm.
is no such thing as completely healed. You understand? To me, and this is just from my life and my own truth.
Yeah.
Every day that you go along in your life, it be some shit that you think that you done healed for, and then you go see something or meet something, and something happens, and then all of a sudden, bam. It triggered
Yeah.
something in you that you thought you was done with. So for
Got
me,
you.
I never look at my life as just being completely healed from something.
So
I
then, so
receive the
question,
healing as it comes.
question. After the first
Mhm.
abortion, so your mother took you to get the
Mhm.
first abortion.
No, he did.
No,
He did.
he took you, but you didn't get it.
Exactly.
So then you ended up.
So the second,
So then,
I ended up
how did the
going
first,
to,
how did the first baby get aborted?
I had to end up going to get an abortion, but my
By
mother didn't take
yourself?
me. I one of my someone that I shared the story with, someone who a friend of mine who I felt comfortable with,
A
went
a,
with
a
me.
13-year-old?
Yeah, it was somebody that was grown though, Tanya. It was a grown person, someone,
And the
one of
grown
the people that
person
was in my
didn't tell any
neighborhood.
of the authorities?
Listen, Tanya,
Gosh.
you already know, and I'm just saying for our culture. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? When people be talking about, that not telling and not snitching and minding your own business and all that shit, I just feel like if a child is in danger, you're supposed to say something
Right,
about that.
exactly.
You know, and I remember one time when, because I make, I speak on social media. I have a platform on social media, and I tell my story and stuff like that. And I remember when I first told my story, a lot of the girls who are adults now that went to
Mhm.
school with me, then people were coming on to the video, and they were basically now coming out and saying, that happened to them too. It was certain things that happened to a lot of the girls who I went to school with, and then
Yeah.
some of the people, they said that their parents knew about me. So it was some adults that knew. And I remember one time, it was during the Christmas time, and this lady came to our house, and she was a black lady. She came to our house, and I knew just the way she was dressed, Tanya, that she was somebody. I didn't know who she was, but I knew she was somebody. And when she came up and she knocked on the door, and she gave her card, and she was from the Children and Families. She was one of those people. And so, Tanya, I was so scared. I was so scared when this lady came to our house. And she told my mom and dad that, someone had reported that, something was happening to me inside the home, and she wanted to talk to me. And I remember my father saying to me in a low breath that, if I told her anything, that my mother actually would hate me and that it would tear the family up. So when this lady took me into the room and she asked me, had my father ever touched me or anything like that, Tanya, I was crying the whole time, and I was shaking no with my head, but with my eyes, I was saying yes to her. I was saying yes, but I just could not, just come out and say that because I was too scared as a girl. And I remember her giving me one of her cards, because the first one she gave to my mother, but she gave me one in secret in the bedroom. And she said to me, I think it's something that you're not telling me. And she gave me the card. And she left our house, and she was never to be seen again. Yeah, so it was deep. A lot of people don't understand that when you have teenage girls and young boys and all that stuff that be happening to them, that's a whole bunch of pressure for a kid. That's why a lot of kids, off themselves, because they too scared.
Okay.
It's real. Yeah, it's real deep, Tanya. But like I
Yeah,
said, my
see.
whole reason for calling in was that I'm just so thankful, and I feel so thankful and good about that I'm
Well,
able to
I'm
choose
very
me,
glad
and
that you
that
were able to choose yourself. Thank you for calling in and sharing your story.
you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. All right. So we need to take a movement break and just move our bodies, get up and move a little. Um, these calls have been very interesting. So I appreciate you all being here. If you're enjoying the broadcast and you want your comment read on air, there's going to be a QR code for you to send an Apple through. I see someone has already sent a Cash App through. So let's get up. Let's get up and let's get some movement inside of our bodies. sitting too long. I feel stiff. Okay. All right, listen. Get up out of your seat, everybody, and just do some shoulder rolls back and forth. All right, listen. Definitely have to get some healing, all of us. So come on. Do the Janet Jackson centipede, or was that Rebe Jackson? However you want to do it, just get up and move your body, and we will be back in 2 minutes. This has been so deep. right. Oh, welcome back, you all. I I needed to take a longer break than usual because I just needed to just cleanse the energy off of my spirit and my being. I made myself a smoothie. Which is strawberry, blueberry, flaxseed oil, lemon, vinegar, and a little bit of stevia. I was going to put some kale in there, but I said, let me get back to the broadcast because I was already gone for too long. All right. So I appreciate you all for being here and holding space. Thank you all so much. This broadcast, whenever I go live, it turns into whatever it is going to turn into. This is delicious. But what is that I hear? All right. Someone is asking, am I okay? You know, we have no choice but to be okay. Lord of mercy. Yeah, we have no choice but to be okay. All right, so let me read the apples that have come in. Aisha sends $3 and says, for Thanksgiving. Thank you, I appreciate that. And Waleska says, gracias por la transmisión, right? Y entonces, de nada, mi reina. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Thank you to the people who did send the apples through. I'll check the PayPal. Let me check the PayPal now since we're taking a few moments to just kind of catch back up with one another. All right, so here. There's something about flaxseed oil because, you know, flaxseed oil is an emulsifier. And there's something about it that's just so tasty to me inside of a smoothie. I don't know what benefits it has, but I just like the way it tastes. I like the way it tastes in salad dressing. And I like the way it tastes in smoothies. So I'm checking the PayPal and I'm not seeing anything new in the PayPal. The last thing I have from PayPal is from somebody named Blondell, who I can't see the message that comes along with it from there. But that's the last thing I have from November 18th on the PayPal. All right, let me refresh this. I heard an apple come through. I just heard it, but it probably is not in the system yet. But we'll check again in a moment. I'll open back up the phone lines and we will take a few more people to tell us what they're thankful for. Especially on a day like today. Waliska's like, come back. I'm back. There's a little bit of a delay between when you all see it and when it actually happens in real time. So here we go. Let's get these phone lines back open again. The phone number is 323-488-3149. I'm going to try to use the timer going forward so that we can keep the calls short, so we can keep them coming through so that more people have a chance to tell their gratefulness. So good, so good. I happen to be a very I love the agre, that sour taste. I love it. Oh, for those of you who don't know, the Text Notification Squad and I met behind the scenes and we came up with the photos from the photo shoot, which are going to be the top picks. So I'll show you all while we're waiting for the phone call. So this is my favorite photo right there. This is one of my favorites. This is second favorite. Well, not second favorite. There's this. And then this is that, which is this one right here is one of my favorites. So this will probably become the new photo for my website. And then there's some other photos. Let me show you in the red dress. So shout out to the text notification squad. Throw up your 1010s because you all help me. This right here is a photo that I love. I'm throwing up that uterus sign. I love it. So this is and then this one. These are the top two. This one and this one, which I love. I have a face like my grandmother right here. I don't know, but for some reason I feel like my face looks different in video than it does in the picture. But nonetheless. But yes. So back to the phone calls. Let me take a look and see. All right. 5118. Let's see who we have here. Mm, so good. So good.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi. You call me back. Hi, Tonya. It's Simone of Terry Life.
Oh, a Perry Life. How are you, girl? How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Queens. How are
Oh, are
you?
you? You're
Happy
you're in New
Thanksgiving.
York? Okay, wonderful. Okay, well then that means that you're not drinking being a part of the Italy life. You here in the US.
Oh, I am because my initial plan today, which I'm still working on, is to work on the feng shui of my little apartment here in Forest Hills, and then to pull out my Christmas decorations. So it's a work in progress. So this has been a very enlightening conversation that I've been listening to here on the Tonya TKO show.
Okay, so my paper has fallen down because we have gone through this past year and we have used up all of the pages from my bulletin board. So let me see if I can get this up here. All right. So talk to me. What are you thankful for? Give me the top thing that you're thankful for that you can speak about in detail.
Okay, so I am thankful for patience.
Patience. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thankful for patience. Yeah, I was listening to it earlier. I was gonna call in, and I was listening, and the one gal said growth, and I was like, oh yeah, that's something I resonated with, and everyone said something that really has like you have little kind of like a tax on your board,
Mm-hmm.
and like the one big thing is for me has been patience. Just like all the seeds that I feel like I've planted
Mm-hmm.
over the last 5-6 years, I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of seeing some return on it.
Okay.
And like just kind of like you there's you kind of have this thing. Some people just like have their moments. They're like, oh yes, I became famous overnight. I did this, I did that. And like it's like even if you feel like you're talking into an empty room,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people are listening, and I've started these projects in Italy, and it's just been so rewarding. And they all started from me kind of talking into an empty room in my head. Like in my head, I was talking into an
Ah.
empty room. But it was a way for me to kind of like get over like a depressive moment and all this
Mm.
other stuff. It was just my way of getting out that energy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know people were listening, and it wasn't a lot, but it was just enough that has put me in like so many rooms that I would have never ever ever imagined that I would have ever been able to be in. So patience has I've been very grateful
Interesting.
for being. Yeah.
Interesting. So there was a
Mhm.
time along the way that you were feeling impatient. What was the turning point for you where you kind of just relaxed into it and decided not to be impatient?
Um I don't don't know if I would ever say I was impatient. I was
Mhm.
just not sure I was doing the right thing, you know?
Okay.
So it's like I did not enjoy what I was doing, but I was like, is this the right thing? And being a African American woman living in a predominantly white country, there's always stigmas,
Mhm.
and there's always I'm consistently fighting with, well, aren't they racist in that country? And my thing is like to show Black women that I want them to travel, I want them to experience great things, and not just Black women, but like just people, like just like having like that open mindset. And so I kind of just
Mhm.
stuck to it, but like I never was necessarily impatient. It was always like, is this the right thing? And I always
Okay.
enjoyed it, so I kept doing it. And I changed my focus from like, it doesn't matter if someone's watching or if you're getting attention from it. Like, you like doing this, so
Okay.
it's okay to do it. And like just like being patient with myself, and not being so hard on myself. Like I
Mhm.
was listening earlier. This life has been emotional for me. It really
Yeah.
has. So I don't know how you're on it and just like staying to it, because like even like my dad, listening to the one woman when I said, oh my God, karma. But the
Mm.
one woman, like like my dad, when his first wife died, my dad, he like her siblings wanted to take custody of the kids, and my dad said, I want to raise my kids.
Mhm.
I'm one of 8.
Mm.
And just like that. And me and my siblings and I, we have such a great relationship. And like today it was like, oh, I'm so I'm thankful for you guys. And I'm just like, gosh, man, I'm so happy for what I can do, who I can speak to. Like I started doing, and like next year, like right now my thing is, I started journaling
Mhm.
more, just like writing down my intentions and stuff, and like saying like, it's okay if it takes time. It's okay if it's not what it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter the how it. I'll tell you this, Tonya. Actually, I was I was in a position of kind of being homeless. I'll be honest, because I was in a position where I didn't have a place to live in New York, but I needed to work. So
Mm.
I needed to be here to fly, and I couldn't be in Italy because it was my time to fly. It was right after the pandemic. And my friend said to me, he was like, I have an apartment. He was buying a co-op. And
Mhm.
he was like, oh, I'm going to move in quick. And he didn't understand how co-ops, it's a pain in the butt when you buy them. They're like
Yeah.
judging you.
Yeah.
And so for like a month and a half, 2 months, I was homeless. I was living at the airport. I would just fly in. I would take showers on my layovers. I would fly in and I'll sleep in the flight attendant lounge.
Mm.
And that's when I like really found you. And you were like
Oh.
talking about yeah, like I would listen to you occasionally, but that's when I really found you. And you were talking about, the tech notification squad was you were introducing that, and you were talking about a bunch of different stuff. And I was like in the airport, you just like really entertained me, but not entertained, just like fed me. You know what I mean? You didn't know
Mhm.
you were feeding me, but you were just like, and I still to this day, there's a lot of older videos, which is why I support your channel, because I be watching old videos, Tonya. I be like,
Mm.
this resonates. I'm still laughing. I'm still Umar, all these older videos you have, I'm still watching them. I still resonate
Mm.
with them. I still like feed off of those. And so like with that, it was patient. My friend bought a place. He didn't have to I pay less than $1,000 a month, and I have a own apartment in a really great place in Queens. And that was
Mm.
from patience, being a good person. That's from like accepting that I deserve greatness, accepting
Yeah.
that it's okay to get things at a slower pace. And yeah, for me it's just patience. I'm a Scorpio. I can be impatient. My veins can, they used to pop out of my neck on a regular basis.
Mm.
Well, like now I'm just like, you know what? If the train have a delay, it's okay. It's out of my control. And like my
Mm.
life has been so much more, so peaceful, so beautiful. I sit there and I'm like, oh man, like, wow, I'm on the train. I have nothing to do, but this lady just randomly came by selling mangoes and watermelon. I'm gonna buy me some peace. I just feel like such a beautiful like
Got you.
situation in my life now.
Let me ask you this
100%.
question. Because I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the speaking opportunities that you've been getting lately, like from doing the vlog
Mhm.
to people hiring you for speaking. Do you pitch yourself for the speaking, or do people just find you and hire you?
So initially, I got into it. Now I'm making money off of it, and it's growing. I have like HBCUs reaching out to me, and I have a lot of people who are inside of like the study abroad community who I have connections with. And plus, my partner works kind of in study abroad too. He's a broker for property. So it's kind of weird because our paths initially, neither of us were doing that. And now we're both in that same field and we're really great and
Okay.
we can
Hey, can you
support
do
each
me a
other.
favor? I'm gonna reach out to you behind the scenes because I want some. Because I'm looking into getting into public speaking, and I got offered an opportunity for mentorship from this famous speaker, but before I could get the contract signed and everything together, the person's team pulled him out of it, and I was like, damn. And so I'm kind of needing some direction behind the scenes in terms of where to go to just flourish my speaking career, because there are people who want to charge a lot of money for things that I don't necessarily need because I already have an audience. I already have, so much. So reach out to me. I want to get some feedback from you. Okay?
Yeah, for sure. You know how to you definitely know how to get in contact with me, from there I can give you all my personal info. But yeah, like from just like speaking into an empty room that I felt, I've had like big well-known universities reach out to me and I speak on community building and cultural education, and it's almost like it's kind of weird because it's one of those situations that no one really thought about that was needed,
Yeah.
but it's a
Yeah.
need that I'm really excelling in, and it's kind of weird because I'm kind of the only person in Italy that's kind of doing it. So I'm trying to figure out the proper way of actually like social media wise, like putting it out there.
Yeah.
But I'm just so grateful for like like those the moments, those deep breaths. I'm thankful for all like tears. I'm like thankful for all of that. Like all of
Mm,
that was like just part of my journey.
yeah.
And even the TKO squad, text notification squad behind the scenes. Tanya's not lying when she say we be doing stuff behind the scenes. I love that stuff. I love that group. The women sharing their stories, or everyone just sharing their experiences. All of that, it's part of like what the girls were saying earlier. The women, the growth, all that stuff. It's just beautiful. And if it wasn't for just like, okay, it's all right. Like being in the moment, being present, because sometimes, especially in aviation industry, we're thinking forward. I've been a flight attendant since I was 19, and it's
Oh
just like
wow.
you're just like one thing for it, one thing for it, one thing for it. Like, oh, if I don't have a good schedule this month, next month's going to be better, and you're just trying to get rid of that month. And before
Yeah.
you know it, you're like, dang man, I'm at the end of the year. Yeah, because you didn't like February, you didn't like March, and then you're going
Yeah.
through all of that stuff. Setting those
Wow.
boundaries. I've set boundaries in my relationship. Was just like, you know what? No, like I'm not doing that. And it's nothing that's bad, but it's like, in-laws, kids,
Yeah.
step-kids, all that crazy stuff. And you're like, no, like I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. And building the courage, to actually say that, just say, you know what,
Yeah. Say it
that
out loud.
and
Yeah.
express myself, like this channel has really taught me to express myself in a very intellectual way to where I can actually, you presented a good argument. Like, listen, I've collected my evidence, and this happened, and so this is how I came to that conclusion. And so it's hard, it's hard for the other party to say like, hey, I disagree with you because you've done your work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm grateful for you, Tonya. I'm sure a lot of the girls here will say that the people, girls, gals, whatever y'all want to identify yourself. I'm sure they'll say that. I'm grateful for you and everything I've learned from this and this community you've built. And like, yeah, it's been a long road, but it's just like being 35 and being where I am. I would have never, ever, ever imagined, not even my wildest dreams. So,
Mm. Well, you know what? Thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. I am definitely thankful for you and the text notification squad and people like you who rise above and make yourself stand out and be, of help and assistance to other people. So I appreciate that. And thank you for the pizzas that you used to send me. Thank you. I really appreciate that because when you would send that pizza money, I would sure go get that pizza. I appreciate that. I still
Thank you.
remember that big, gigantic pie I got during the pandemic. I didn't know you were just finding me then.
Yeah, I had a lot of the BWE people in my but I didn't have like a person, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
just, I mean, honestly, you became my person, Tonya. You really just, I mean, it's weird. Oh my God, I can't cry. I'm an emotional person, but you just became my
Oh.
person, just like listening to you. It'd be moments where you would just like be funny without accidentally, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you just like natural, and the moments where the block, when you block people, oh my gosh. You
Goodness.
can't beat the block party. You can't beat the block party.
You're so
And so,
funny. I'm
yeah,
happy I
so with
did this
all of that,
tonight. Thank you. Thank you for calling in, Simone. I really appreciate that. I'm going to take one more phone call and then I'm going to spend some time just chillaxing. I have a lot of things on my mind, especially after this phone call, because when the person offered to mentor me, I really thought that, because like how you say about patience, I was like, yeah, my time is here now. And I kind of doubted it a little bit. And then, so when things started to kind of fall apart, I was like, oh, wow. So then when is my time? Because it's like, it's funny that people have been able to find you and stuff like that. But it's been really, for some reason, I've just kind of been in this kind of bubble as a content creator. And I have not had people who have asked me to come and speak. And when I spoke about that in one of my masterminds, they were like, well, do people know that you're even speaking? And I was like, I guess they don't. So I went and I took new pictures and I'm redoing my website and I'm going to have a new contact form and I'm just going to really put it out there and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
yeah, it'll be great. I mean, yeah, I can't wait to. I'm looking forward to the next TKO like chapter. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, my dear. So we will talk again. Have a great day. You have a good evening.
Okay, ciao, ciao.
All right, ciao. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take one more phone call, something that you're thankful about. Thank you, Elle, for putting that whatchamacallit, the URL for my website in there. Shalia Super Late, welcome in. Better late than never. We're just here in communion with one another, just talking about the things that we're thankful for. So people are calling in and they're telling me one thing that they're thankful for that they're expounding upon. I am your host, Tonya TKO, and I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I help women relearn to love themselves after relationship trauma. And right now, I am on this National Thanksgiving Day, just holding a little powwow where we're coming out together and talking with one another. I wanted to make sure that I acknowledged the holiday without just going and just putting up regular content. I wanted to acknowledge the holiday without, pushing people to participate in the holiday because you don't have to. I haven't cooked on Thanksgiving in years. The day after Thanksgiving, I believe is called Friendsgiving. It's also Indigenous People Day. And I like to do a fall harvest festival on that day. And so we grew pumpkins this year. We grew pumpkins. And so I was thinking about turning it into a pumpkin bread, but I'm also thinking about a pumpkin pie. I'm not sure. But the phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. And I will take your call and you will be the last caller, just something that you're thankful for. I'm thankful for you all. I'm thankful for the platform. I'm thankful for the ability to be able to have these gatherings that we have where we share our stories and we are there for one another and we enrich and enhance each other's lives. There was a book that I was reading. I had to stop reading the book. It was called The Bluest Eye. Go, what are you doing behind me? What are you doing? This paper is like just wants to fall down. And the bluest eye, the details that the young lady had when she called in, it was eerily similar to the book that I was reading by Toni Morrison. I had to stop reading the book because I was reading it during the pandemic. It was too much. It was too much. It was like the same thing. He would go up the hallway to her room, do this, and she even tried to block the door and stop him from getting in, but he still, it was too much. It was too much. It was too much. Um, Wait. I'm trying to figure out because there were two books I had to stop reading. One of them was something for colored girls when the rainbow isn't enough. I had to stop reading both of those. I even stopped reading the doggone Maya Angelou's book. There was one book that I read, and this girl was in the kitchen late at night, and she turned around and her stepfather just grabbed her and used her. I had to put the book down. I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I can't do this. And then I believe I started reading The Bluest Eye, and then I was trying to read that color for color. I couldn't do it. Now I stick to self-help books. I can't do this fiction. It'd be too much. It'd be too much. It'd be too much. Last phone call. If no one is going to call in, I'm going to get off. But I have a feeling there's one more person that wants to call in. Shalia, did you want to call in and let us know what you're thankful for? Linda G. Pask. Pask time? Is your name Pascal? Scally. I used to be in this marketing group, this kind of independent work group with this girl named Pasquale, I think, and we called her Squally. It was so cute. Squally. Oh my goodness. It was so cute. But nonetheless, so Squally, did you want to call in, Linda? Because if no one's going to call in, I'm just going to turn off the phone lines. Let me check the call log because, we've been having call-in issues for the longest. Let me refresh this. All right. Shunda says she's calling. Okay, Shunda. The call is not coming through for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Let me check my call settings. Yeah, the call settings are right. I don't know what's going on. The phone system's just been acting crazy today. But yeah, so it's really, you know what? It's really strange. I was looking because my picture was still open on the desktop. But for some reason, when I look at myself, I don't think I look like how I look in the pictures, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting because like when I look at myself here, or there, or even here, I feel like I look different than I do in the photographs that I just took. I don't know what the difference is, but whatever it is, here's let me show you. How do I make this larger? This says 12%. I don't know how to make the picture size larger. Let's see. Resize image. Cancel. That's not what I want to do. I want to resize the image. I want to make it larger than 12% though. It's not going to do it. Here, let me see if I can. Squally. That's what we sure used to call that girl that. I wonder whatever happened to her. Ooh, I got the hiccups. I wonder whatever happened to her. But here, look at this photo. Tell me I don't look boss in this photo. When you come to my website, that's the photo you're going to see. Right there, baby. Right there. That's what you're going to see. You can see my face. You're going to see that. All right. So, darling, the phone is not ringing. I don't see your call coming through, Shund. It's 323-488-3149. And so I am working on becoming a public speaker. I'm working on crafting my speech. And that's the next step. I've been wanting to speak since 2017, 2018. I just haven't been knowing how to kind of break out and do that. So we'll see what happens. I am working on just trying to figure that out. So thank you, Shells. Thank you. Thank you, Lala or Lila. Thank you. Shund, I don't see the phone ringing. Let me refresh again. Let me refresh. If not, then we're just gonna go from there. Sorry, Shund, I did not see the call coming through. So unfortunately, we're gonna jump off, right? And I'm gonna go from there. But listen, I appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the viewers, the lovers, the haters, all the people that come and click on and take part in the platform. So I appreciate all of that. So thank you. I'm going to go send out some Thanksgiving messages right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my pink light. I'm going to put up my pink lights. And because the pink lights look so pretty, for some reason the pink lights just help me. They help me brainstorm. Let me turn off the other lights. Let me see. Okay. So the pink lights help me brainstorm, and I love the pink lights. So listen, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for coming out and spending a little bit of your Thanksgiving holiday with me. I appreciate that. Thank you all for telling me and opening yourselves to what it is that you are thankful for, etc., etc. So thank you all for that. Did you, Shunda? For some reason it didn't come through. You know, I don't know why. Poor thing. I tried. I refreshed it a few times too, but I'm just not seeing the call. I don't know if you're not dialing the right number, dear. I don't know. However, I'm tired at this point, so I'm going to jump off, and I will see you all in the next video. So, am I going live tomorrow? I don't know. I do want to put up some videos, though. I have some great videos that I want you all to see. I have some great videos. So if you're not a part of the other page, you have to join the other page. It's TonyaTKO.com / No. It's Tonya TKO Clips. So let me put that here. All right. It's www.youtube.com / @Tonya TKO CLIPS. Tonya TKO Clips. And so that's what I'm going to be putting up. I have a whole bunch of shorts that I'm going to be putting up. Shorts that are so poignant and so just chef's kiss. I love them. So that's what I'm going to be putting up tomorrow. And then what else? I think that's pretty much the bulk of it. We're heading into the Christmas season. I'm still working on this vitamin E. However, so the lead time on the oil is, it's just taking a while for the drums that I need to be, it's just taking a while. And also the new packaging, everything is just taking a while, because I showed you all the new packaging, which is going to be like this, except it's getting printed on the bottle. But I'm having the SKUs made, and the manufacturer was not able to read the first set of SKUs. And so I had to redo them twice. And it's just stuff that you all don't want to hear about, but this is a part of the manufacturing process. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. So, K White, thank you. Oh, we have another Apple that have come in. Bridget / Donna sent in $2 for the fall festival. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll check the PayPal before we get out of here. And then after that, hold on. Interesting. So Snapchat has made a comeback. I just got some marketing message from Snapchat. They're trying to get creators on Snapchat. I didn't really realize that they had made a comeback. I thought Snapchat was dead in the water, but apparently they're not. So let me check my PayPal, though. That's what I open up my phone for. It's always something. I open it to do one thing, and then something else jumps out. There's no PayPal in there. So I will see you all in the next video. So listen, Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And what is your self-love lesson from today's broadcast? Type out SLL and let me see your self-love lesson. For me, my self-love lesson from today's broadcast is, I'm going to be really honest with you all. My self-love lesson from today's broadcast is to make sure that any time that I open up the phone lines, that I take some time to prepare, because there may be a time that even in the lightest of conversations, that things may get very heavy. And so I have to know what energy I'm in. So my self-love lesson, and then I took time during the broadcast to make myself a smoothie to really just kind of just recenter myself. I made a smoothie with things that I liked in it, instead of running to go cram some soothing food, some cakes or something into my mouth. I actually went and just made a smoothie and just took some time. Even though we were in the middle of a broadcast, I really needed that break just so I could just recalibrate. So my self-love lesson from today's broadcast is really about doing what it is that I need to do to protect my energy, to repair my energy, as well as to prepare. So that's my self-love lesson. Let me see from you all. Type SLL and let me see what your self-love lesson is from today's broadcast. Let's see. Let's see. SLL self-love lesson. Let me see what the self-love lesson is for you all. I'm looking for the SLLs. Where are they? Linda, type out your self-love lesson from today's broadcast. Hey, Amanda, thank you. Learn to give myself grace. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, R. White. I appreciate that. Let's see. Who else? Let's see the other self-love lesson. Let's see. It's a small broadcast tonight. I believe most people are with their families, but not everybody is. SLL, I am prioritizing time to rest. That's beautiful. I love that. Freedom says, such a great show, Tonya. You really showed empathy for this lady who went through so much. Jeep up the good work. Happy holidays. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So any self-love lesson that comes in after this we'll get in the comments. Okay. Protecting my peace by staying at home this Thanksgiving. I know that's right. Freedom says, keep up the good work. No, we realize with this auto check and all that other stuff. All right, I'm going to jump off of here and then just take some more time to just recalibrate. Okay? All right. So I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I am out. Peace. Interesting. All right, y'all. Good night, y'all. Have a happy holiday.